In the golden age of kickboxing, there was a sudden death elimination tournament, where 16 masters from all different backgrounds and styles came together to test themselves for honor and for glory. This was the legendary K1 Grand Prix, where the best talent all fought multiple times in one night to determine who was truly the greatest in the world. We began in the epic 1997 Grand Prix, where 11 of the 15 fights ended by KO. After a night full of entertaining matches, the tournament now entered the semi-finals. The field had been winnowed down to the most elite kickboxers in the world. It was time to determine who would be the last two standing. Andy Hoog was a well-seasoned karate practitioner known for his insane and unconventional kicks. His sky-high axe kick and original low-spinning leg kick, forever known as the Hoog Tornado, regularly sent his opponent to the canvas. Hoog had won the previous year's Grand Prix and had made short work of his first competitor this year. Peter Aerts was a multi-talented Dutch-style kickboxer and one of the youngest Grand Prix champions ever. The Lumberjack was known for his aggressive offense, which he had regularly used to chop down several heavyweight greats. Earlier that night, he had proven himself by sending the disrespectful James Waring to the Shadow Realm with a staggering knockout. And now, he was looking to add his third Grand Prix championship belt to his name. These two hardened competitors had a history. They had crossed swords 8 months before at the K1 Kings fight, where Aerts had controlled the fight with powerful punches and clinch work, and KO'd Hoog halfway through the first round. The question looming in the air was whether Aerts could replicate that same success, or whether Hoog had found an answer to the Lumberjack style. The two had barely finished touching gloves before Hoog threw a spinning back kick. Aerts parried and immediately closed in. He pulled down Hoog's guard to hurl a hard right at his chin. Hoog slipped and backpedaled, but Aerts shifted forward, trapping Hoog in the corner. With nowhere to run, Aerts was able to clinch, dirty box, and land thudding knees to the ribs. Aerts' plan was simple: deny Hoog the range to kick so he could box him up and brutalize him in the clinch. Both fighters were lethal at kicking range, but Aerts was superior at mid to close range, so he tried his hardest to keep the fight there. This strategy seemed to work for most of the first round. Hoog's awesome kicks, advanced traps, and counterattacks were deftly sidestepped by Aerts, who stuck to his game plan with the confidence unique to a two-time former champion. All was going well for Aerts until Hoog found the beginnings of a counter strategy. Rather than try to out-grapple Aerts, he pushed out of the clinch, creating space for a kick to Aerts' rear leg. The Lumberjack was visually more cautious before initiating another exchange. Once again, Hoog pushed him off and slammed home a rear leg roundhouse to Aerts' hamstring. Fired up, he charged in, but Aerts expertly timed his heavy step forward with a roundhouse of his own. Hoog was not a fighter that was easily dissuaded. He had now found something that was landing, but only time would tell if he could build on this small success. In round 2, things started to look up for Hoog. Now, instead of attempting to just push out of the clinch, Hoog found a crossface into a frame worked even better. The karateka could now consistently return the damage he was being dealt in the clinch, finally earning the space he needed to throw his devastating leg kicks. And throw them he did. But Aerts was no fool himself, and soon adjusted to Hoog's adjustment. He found multiple ways to deal with Hoog's roundhouses. Now that he expected them, Aerts started trapping sweeping and checking them. Neither Aerts nor Hoog was leaving these exchanges untouched. For every time the blue-eyed samurai cut into his opponent, the lumberjack would chop into him with something equally punishing. At one point, Hoog attempted his infamous axe kick at close range, but Aerts was still on the lookout for just that. He slipped the kick and parried, then countered with a fast left hook. Hoog continued with another leg kick, but it got him caught and thrown off his feet. This was the second round theme overall. Both fighters taking damage and then giving it right back with interest. The samurai's other specialty move, the Hoog Tornado, slammed into Aerts' leg at the very tail end of the round. Aerts had a slight limp on his way back to the corner. Heading into the third, both men were battered, but not beaten. They had kept their edge and fought on it. Aerts attempted a sneaky uppercut, but Hoog framed against his shoulder to push him off course and countered with a thumping rear leg roundhouse. Aerts threw a long combination. Hoog slipped and ducked, but got pulled into a knee. He just managed to retaliate before Aerts could completely exit. Both men seemed the worse for wear, but Hoog continued, faking a punch to set up his signature Hoog Tornado. Aerts wasn't done either. He surged forward to punch into the clinch, landing his best knee of the fight. Hoog must have felt that one, because he seemed enraged as he used his double underhooks to throw the bigger fighter to the floor. The lumberjack was slow to get back to his feet, and the fact he'd allowed himself to be thrown in the first place indicated fatigue at best and a busted leg at worst. He took yet one more hard kick to his back leg, which is not near as toughened as the well-leathered lead leg for most kickboxers. Maybe on the lookout for the Hoog Tornado, he instead took a spinning back fist. Understandably, Aerts started backing up, letting Hoog come to him. But this wasn't the totally dire situation it seemed to be. Aerts repeatedly drove Hoog into shots while backpedaling, stopping short to plant down and potshot the charging karateka. Aerts made Hoog look downright clumsy. But Andy kept ramping up the aggression. He split Aerts' guard with an axe kick, setting up a lead straight down the middle. A setup I can 100% guarantee has never happened before and will never happen again. Encouraged, he went into overdrive. Wary as he was, the blue-eyed samurai simply would not stop throwing, his strikes ringing out a cacophony of high-tempo attacks. Aerts responded with savage knees from the plum. Hoog countered these with knees of his own to Aerts' damaged leg, adding injury to injury. He kept pushing, despite the fact Aerts was already on the ropes. A tremendous roundhouse knocked his guard aside and swiped his chin. Then, as Aerts tried to set up a new angle, Hoog placed a perfect left hook to his temple. Aerts had to back off, and Hoog surged forward, finally getting the better of a boxing exchange. Ending the night with a brutal leg kick that left the lumberjack limping back to his corner. This final display was enough for the judges to give the split decision to Andy Hoog. The two would clash 2 more times in the future, but on that night, Hoog had evened the score to 1-1, and now he would be moving forward to the finals to face the great Ernesto Hus. Stay tuned for the rest of the tournament arc. If you want more right now, you can check out Glory 90 December 23rd to catch one of the qualifying events for Glory's own heavyweight tournament set for next year. Mortal Weapons 2, our martial arts comic, is out now. It continues the epic story of a samurai looking to conquer English prize fighting. You could buy volume 1, 2, or both at a discount. From the Modern Martial Artist, this has been David Christian, wishing you happy training.